Why do fearful avoidants mistrust when you're too nice? I was talking to a client who got the impression that they had to walk on eggshells around a fearful avoidant. They also assumed that they needed to do 99% of the work in a relationship in order to either keep them engaged or to reattract them. And I've definitely heard of this type of content on the interwebs, but this is literally the opposite of what you should do with a fearful avoidant, and here's why. Fearful avoidants are allergic to inauthenticity, and when a partner is tiptoeing around them, withholding information, even if it seems like it's for a good reason, withholding their truth, even if it's with good intention, for instance, to protect the fearful avoidant or to protect the relationship. And while you may be thinking that you're doing the right thing, how it's interpreted for the fearful avoidant is probably not what you're thinking and not what you're intending. Fearful avoidants are the least likely to have experienced warm and kind relationships throughout their lifespan. If they did experience someone who was nice, it usually came at a cost. Niceness was often a mask that was used to control, to manipulate, to coerce, or it was followed by the rug being pulled out from under them. So they mistrust niceness. They mistrust withholding. They grow a keen sense, often a sort of vigilance for whether someone is trustworthy or not, and of course, often with good reason. Okay, but here's where the rub is. Fearful avoidants are counterintuitively also often attracted to either people who are untrustworthy. If you've dated a fearful avoidant, you may have heard about their trauma-dotted history and their string of either toxic or sometimes abusive relationships, or they're attracted to good people who often have a bit of a people-pleasing streak. Now, my clients live in the latter category because I genuinely work with really good people. And good people with a people-pleasing streak create this weird cognitive dissonance for the fearful avoidant, where they want to trust while simultaneously waiting for the other shoe to drop. And the fearful avoidant in these types of relationships will often be thinking, why is this person being so nice to me? Are they hiding something? This feels like it's too good to be true. And they might even say these things out loud. They may make small comments that sort of reveal their fear. And what they often fear is that you're hiding something. You're hiding some sort of deep, dark secret, and you're covering it up by being overly nice to them. Or you're hiding a part of your personality or your character. Like maybe it's going to come out later in the relationship that you have an anger problem. Or maybe you claim to be nice and honest, but down the road you're going to cheat on them or you're going to betray them because that's what they've experienced before. In many cases, this fear in these good relationships is unwarranted. But there's also a wisdom to this fear in many of the cases with the clients that I work with. This is where we get to the inauthenticity part and where fearful avoidants often shine a light on a relationship that I think other attachment styles don't. While their reactions to niceness or to, an over amount of effort might be overblown, again, depending on the type of person that you're dating and how deep they are in their attachment style. It's often signaling some sort of inequity in the relationship. So for instance, they can feel when you're working hard on the relationship, but you're abandoning yourself in the process, your life, your passions. They can feel when you're being nice during an argument while you're actually withholding your frustration, your truth about the situation in order to keep the peace. And while these things may seem subtle for you, like maybe you stayed quiet to keep the peace during a stressful time that's happening for the both of you, or maybe you compartmentalize your disappointment or your frustration when they didn't show up for you because it wasn't such a big deal, right? Over the course of time and over the course of a long-term relationship, these inauthenticities often grow into much bigger problems. And the fearful avoidant loses sight of who you really are and what you actually stand for in the relationship. And let me tell you, when my clients and I look back on their history with a fearful avoidant, what they often find is that the times they were most direct and boundaried in their relationship with the fearful avoidant were also the times where their partner paid attention, respected them, and heard them the most. So when the internet tells you to walk on eggshells in a relationship just because of someone's attachment style, be very wary, because when you do this, you're signing a contract in a relationship for a certain type of relationship and dynamic, and one that is ultimately going to be lopsided and unfulfilling for you. And coincidentally, this is what the fearful avoidant is often tuning into. So do you think you need a dose of truth delivered compassionately around your dynamic with a fearful avoidant? Then you should check out one-on-one coaching right up here. Or if you think that you need a little bit more than a one-off strategy and you're looking for some deeper transformation in your life, your relationship, or during a difficult breakup, then I encourage you to explore my one-on-one coaching program, Recover, Restore, Reconnect. You can look for those details in the link in the description. Did you like this video? Great! Give me a like and subscribe if you want some more truth-telling content about attachment styles. Next up is my video on the fearful avoidant and why they send mixed messages. You can check that out right up here somewhere.